Rudy, how are you?
I'm doing fine, boss.
Are you sure? Are you
How's
sure you're doing
everything over
fine?
there?
Good. Are you sure you're doing fine?
Yeah.
I
I'm
haven't
doing
seen your
fine.
pull request. I haven't seen your pull
Very soon.
request. Very
Very
soon.
soon.
What's
Yeah.
your challenge? Do you want to speak about your challenge?
Uh no. No
Ah,
challenge, no
so
challenge.
so there's no challenge, or there's a challenge, but you don't just want to speak about it.
And maybe I'll speak about it in your DM.
Oh yeah, nah, you're welcome. Drop your challenge in my DM then. Please, when do we get the recording of the previous sessions? The recording, I thought we've gone over this before. Head over to the repository, and recordings are there. Hold on, I'll drop the repo. And I said you should start the repo so that you don't have to be looking for it over and over again. See. Okay, that's our details. So that's the repository. Victor, yeah. I think I've seen you've sent. There's a time you sent requests to access the. It wasn't you.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I
Yeah. So
usually working at that time, so
okay.
I'm not usually able to join.
Hmm.
So I depend on the recordings.
So if you the link I just sent, if you check the repository, you would see a place where I said recordings, and you will just click it, and it will take you to the folder that has all the recordings.
All right, let me check it out now. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So that's so that we don't have different links for different videos, and it gets all mixed up in the group. So you can check that. Okay. So the first tasks that I gave, there were like roughly 23 pull requests, so there are 23 submissions, which is less than half the class, but fine by me regardless. But this time around, there's only one pull request so far, and the person who seconded the whole therapy session idea is currently not on the call. So the idea is, some people have told me what their main challenge is and what they don't understand, and it differs from individual to individual. So I'd like anybody that is facing any issue to say it before we proceed, because from now moving forward, most of the things that we are going to do would depend on previous knowledge. Please, can you try to always drop the tags and the link to the repo on the announcement channel? It will help. No, I drop it once. Okay, so this is the problem. If I drop it on the announcements channel, it's going to, I would still drop other things on the channel, and then I would end up dropping. I can simply just look. How do I explain this? I can simply just update the repository on my end. No, listen. I'm trying to show how things are actually done on in a more in a real life setting, right? If you're working on a big project, you can't always be sending all the updates you need. That's why there is the repository. So I can simply just update the repository on my end and tell you, hey, okay, check the repository. So you have the repository starred, and then you go to the section. Like star is just like a bookmark. So you go to the section, or you even have it maybe opt, and then you just update, or you synchronize it to 9, or you just go to your starred repository and you click on it, and everything is there. That's the idea of a repository. You don't use the, because that I've been saying it over and over and over again. Okay, you have the repository is there so that you don't use your WhatsApp group for your code base or to drop your tags or to do it. It's not done that way. So that's the idea. Again, the link, the two repositories we are using, I'll drop the link and you're going to start it. The two repositories, one contains the codes, the materials, da da da. The other one is more like the website where you have the course contents, the notable mention tags that we did, and all of that. There is a README, or there are READMEs on the both repos, and you have to actually know where what is. Uh, okay. Okay, so before we start anything today, the request we had from the last class was number one, we looked at two links in a 2D plane. So let's add more links. And there are some people that between the last class and now, they've added more links. They've tried to solve with like 3 links, 4 links, and all of that. Nice approach. There are some people have tried 3D. Some people have actually done 3D in the past and whatever. So we are going to look at, or we're supposed to look at more links for our robotic arm. And we are to also look at maybe an introduction to 3D, right? But before we do that, there are a lot of people that are lagging a bit. So I would want all of us to be at least relatively up to date. So I'll start by asking, what exactly is the problem? What's the difficulty with the task? What's stopping you from moving ahead? And then you all just feel free if you want to drop it in the chats. If you want to unmute yourself and speak, it's up to you. So that I'll know how to like assist or go over what is needed for you to catch up.
Actually, is the copy the file into the tax folder file. The tax folder that is confusing some like the
Ah,
tax folder needs like I
okay,
don't.
okay. So let me address that first. That has to do with like the overall workflow of what you're expected to do. So this is what probably should share my screen. So I'll show you what I had in mind. I don't really know Python. That's that's a big issue. That's a big issue. Okay, hold on. Let me address both problems and do it this way. Because there's no point in, if majority do not know Python, there is no point in shoving that kind of problem under the rug. Um, uh, yes, no. Separate class. I will only teach basic Python that relates to. Okay, so that solves one of the problems. My laptop is on here. All right. I'm yet okay. Tracy is here. I'm yet to complete. I am yet to completely know Python. I don't think they completely know Python. I don't think you know something. So I can't go to the second task, but I have done the first task. Yes, I'm aware you've done the first task. Um, I don't expect you to completely know Python, right? What I expect you to do is you look at one line and maybe you look at the line that has to do with limits, maybe axis dot limit, all of that, and then you just browse it. What does this do? You try and like get your how do I put it? You don't attempt to learn everything. You just learn bit by bit what this line is responsible for. You can try and take it out and run the code and see what breaks or what doesn't work. All of that. But my point is you don't. It's not like you have to finish a whole course on Python. No, there are tons of things I can't do with Python. Okay, so your case now is Tracy. Your case is how do I put it? It's time. It's not like you don't know what you are doing or anything. It's just you probably need more time. So that is that is fine. The yeah, Adishimano, that is fine. So okay, let me open another poll. Rush say yes. Okay, let me open another poll for something. Um, uh, okay. Okay, so time, I don't know Python, the stuff is not so clear. Oh, I'm still awaiting response for cat not recognized in Windows. Cat is not recognized in Windows, sadly. So you are going to use Notepad. Let me drop the command for you. I'll drop the command for you in a bit. Ah, most people just need time. Hold on. No, you have to hold on. You'll be back in time. You'll be back. Oh, wait. that worked for you. Okay, time. Time is of the essence. Okay, so the key generated. Your problem is not even um it's not even cats. Your problem started from eval. So I will SC 12 people said you don't have problem with the concepts. That's great, actually. That's great. So it's just time. It's just time. My main problem is that use of Git and GitHub never sync with your brain. Yeah. So that means your problem too is also time. Please, I can't see the poll. Are you sure? Right. I mean, everybody's even voting. Sahid, your problem is still time to practice. The problem is still time to practice. Okay. You've done SC, you've done N start. SSH agent service has started, meaning it's just the notepad. All right. So search for notepad. So the guy that has the git issue, when you run that notepad command, it's going to open your key. And since you're on this call, I'm assuming you don't have the recording at hand right now. Well, you would then go to settings, and in settings there is a place for your key, SSH, and you just paste it there. That's the idea. What was I supposed to do again? Okay. Please, I can't see the poll. Can you see the poll now, Divine? Okay. I think I've addressed everything in the chats. I've addressed everything in the chats. 19 people is it's a lot. It's a lot of people that just need time. A lot of people that just need time. Okay, one more poll for the Swifts. I am people are still going to go through the adjust the drop poll and don't rush. Eniola, are you confused? I can see you going in between yes and no, yes and no. Pick one.
Sorry, please, where is the poll?
It's on the WhatsApp group.
Oh, I'm not on the WhatsApp group.
That's surprising. You didn't. So how did you get these classes? You joined the classes via email, right?
Yeah, I registered for it. Yeah, I joined via
Yeah, I
email.
know. There's an email that was sent that has the WhatsApp group. I'm so sorry if you don't have that email. I'm coming. Let me send you the link.
All right,
And
thank
that
you.
also means you probably went on the first and the second class, because we
Yeah.
shared the link too. Sorry about that. Ah, that's the group. But then I don't know if you would be able to vote. Oh, okay. I've seen you now. Right? Seen you now. Someone asked if it's necessary. Please, Prudence, do you mind explaining what is necessary exactly? If the class is necessary, if you want to do, I don't understand the scope of is it necessary?
Yeah, I'm ready for the 3D class. I mean, the 2D was very clear.
You be boss now, you be boss.
I
Prudence, no be
beg.
like that.
It's clear,
No,
but
they
is
do
it
like that.
what?
Now you they do the codes for us. You know they relax. You know join this manager.
So what I mean by that is is it necessary for us to progress to the next stage? Because I mean, time is of the essence. We have a lot to cover. So is it necessary? Is it
I
needed
mean,
at this stage? That's what I'm
you
just
look
thinking.
at it this way. It's what do you call that? I've forgotten what you call it. But time is of the essence, yeah. Good. We need time to cover a lot. But if we have 25 people that do not follow and we move on to the next step, you don't give them enough time to assimilate. And then are you truly covering anything? So what happens is now is at the end of the day, you in theory and in your recordings, you will cover everything, right? But not everybody will be able to assimilate and get everything, right? So that's the thing. So you just have to find a way to balance it, and that's what I do. Initially, the plan was two classes, two classes a week, and I can see that there are some people that are very good with that two classes a week because after the first class, the second class, they are good to go. But then somehow, I find out that okay, not everybody is moving that fast, so we can put like 3 classes, 4 classes. I'm fine with just adding a recap class here and there, and so it's not as if we're not going to cover everything. We are. Basically, we only have 3 things to cover: the arm, then autonomous navigation, and then the AI. So one thing about robotics is this first part is going to be more difficult because it's like we're seeing some new things, some new concepts and like that. But as you progress, it gets a bit more easy. Also, the as we progress, we begin to shift from more mathematical things to more programming and
Practical.
and practical things.
Yeah, so maybe that's my problem. I want to jump
Yeah,
straight into
I'm
the
just doing this. I'm just doing this because if you, I'll use you as an example since you've decided to come and disturb. You do so many ROS applications and you just watch the tutorials and you okay, this is ROS and this is this. But you will not be able to, you would only go as far as being able to use ROS. And when I mean being able to use ROS, you won't be able to like think of new ways to do things. An example I normally give is when it comes to okay, you know how to use ROS and you can use ROS to do autonomous navigation. Now you and some people that are familiar with ROS will be like, yes, nav2 and nav2 is your tool and all of that. And then you know how to use nav2. It's fine, it's quite all right. But then if you are asked to optimize your algorithm, you would quickly realize that there is no one-stop YouTube video or Udemy course to do that. It's going to depend on whether you do understand what happens underneath nav2, whether you
yeah.
understand. And another major problem and a very practical problem that I usually have an edge in or at when time comes to work is we all know of okay, I can't say we all know, but there's what is called A star or A asterisk, or however you call
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
yeah, that is the algorithm that nav2 uses, hybrid, something like that. and it's okay. It's nice. It's fine. Good to go. But then you work in a company and they are like, this particular university got just discovered that there is another algorithm that is a bit faster, and then they bring the paper for you, and now you have to implement it because from the paper, from the research paper, they just explain the whole theoretical background and everything and their findings and all of that, and then you have to implement it. The implementation is rarely there, and most of the times the code that the research group or the research team used would not be publicly available. So in cases like that, it's not just about using Rust now. It's about if you can understand the actual mathematics of these things, the whole idea behind it, and you can now implement it yourself. So we come across cases like that. Yeah. And then for you people that probably have done cybersecurity, there's what we call script kiddies. It's a common name we use then to insult people. Script kiddies. Script kiddies are people that what they do is they just use the tools, ncat run, you do da. You just use the tools. You don't really know how these tools work, right? The problem now is if you wish to fine tune your work process, it becomes an issue. And these are things that you just have to know the basics. All right. So that being said, try again. Mm. All right. Am I ready for the 3D arm class? The people who said yes, Simi said yes, obviously. And Yola said yes. I don't know if that's just being over optimistic or okay. Try David Prudence. All right. That's not a problem. Most people just need time, not like they need a separate class for the whole program. They just need time to let things sink in. So I understand that too. And then some people also need a separate class just to run through Python. Yeah, so there's a very simple fix. Very, very simple fix. What happens now is today is Saturday. So let's assume Saturday is gone. We have Sunday, then we have Monday, and then we have Tuesday. Yeah. Sunday, Monday. That's like 2 days already. Um, what happens here is Okay, so I've just set up a draft on the WhatsApp group. I just need approvals so you can react with maybe a thumbs up or a thumbs down or whatever. Let me just see. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Somebody used Eniola bubble, really, your trademark. Okay, so basically, if you are already good, probably you've done the PR or you know enough and you want to go straight to the 3D class, then it's going to be Wednesday. You can probably just chill. You get the mail on Wednesday, and we always do the mail thing. So okay, you're free till Wednesday. Wednesday and Thursday, because we will definitely have a recap of that 3D class. Then we'll have more time. On Saturday, we'll do an introduction to Rust, because the plan is, I thought the Python refresher class should be before the guys that need time. So that means you are insisting, you are recommending that the Python class should be on Sunday. There's a reason why I don't. I mean, I'm even reluctant to do the Python class because, oh, there are a lot of people that want the Python class. Yeah, I'm reluctant to do the Python class because it's just Python. You can watch a YouTube video or something. Leave it on Monday. Okay, what's in the chat? Okay, nothing is in the chat so far. All right, I'll just wait for a couple of more feedbacks. I only have 9. 9 isn't really enough. 9 isn't really enough. That's not up to 1/3 the class to start with. After everything, we would go over the Simi has approved. Level. All right. After everything, we would go over the We'll go over the tax just to have a clearer understanding of what I am requesting. Yeah. In the mood to singing la la la. I'm right back. Are you holding a class for those that need time tomorrow? No, 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 no. I'm not holding a class for those that need time. If you need time, why hold a class? The time is like, oh, you know it. You just need time to like, let it sink in, go over it a bit. Yeah. So no, I'm not holding a class for those that need time tomorrow. I'm emphasizing that Sunday, it's because you need time. Yeah. Let me just reply you here in case someone sees it. Okay, we are 29 on the call. I've only gotten 11 approvals. I need to be sure like most people are good with it before I proceed. Okay. Where is TC is not online. He's literally the only person that has sent a PR, so he needs to also approve that his next activity is going to be till Wednesday. I haven't been able to pass. Why? What happened? Why can't you clone the repo? What's going on? Oh, I remember your problem. You said it's taking forever to clone. I don't even know if I don't I don't even know what to say. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do for me. Record your screen, like just close everything. I mean, your Chrome can be open. Your Chrome has to be open either way. So that's where you have your repo from. But record your terminal. Um, run the git clone command. I I not only I don't only want to see just the text. I want to see how long it takes for like the text feedbacks to show. I want to really see. So try and clone the repo, and let's assume it doesn't clone. It stops at 17%. Yeah, I want to see like the progress, like what it says as it moves on. So when it freezes, you can leave it for like 30 more seconds, end the video, send to me. Let me see what's going on. And I don't believe it's network issue because the repo is it's not even up to. No, I'm not just starting. The class starts by 6, so I'm not just starting. So the repo is it's not even up to 1 megabytes. It's not network. Um all right. So from everything, everybody actually understood the concept and the maths behind the 2D, and that's perfect actually. That's perfect because before the class, a lot of people have never even heard of that aspect or that part of robotics. So a win is a win. A win is a win. Um, all right. So I will send new emails with all these dates, like the new classes and everything. I would also update it in the announcements. And then to answer the very first question I was asked to do, like I should just run through the tasks. Even the gate class was a success. We actually, don't they get pride? Don't they get pride? Eh? Because I said the I had because I sent out the form. I sent out that form with I sent out that form with mm, to check if who knows what, that kind of thing. And I think there were a couple of people that were like, oh, they know Git very well. So some of them reached out and they were like, oh, hey, we found out that we didn't really know Git that much. That there are a lot more to Git than just clicking push from your VS Code and all of that. Yes, they are. And mhm, for there's something we're going to do towards the end where we would like I'll try and like put us into groups and you guys will manage your projects and things like that. And you'll find out that you would have to know how to resolve conflicts, how to actually use like there's a lot to Git than just pressing a button to push. And there's a trick. There's a trick that gives certain people edge. Something that people didn't know about GitHub. So you for at least in my case, you submit your assignments with Git. Maybe you are doing a computer programming course or it could be school or whatever. Do you know that Git actually, I told you Git is like this timeline where you commit it and you can go back to the timeline. You can go back to anywhere in that timeline, right? And then there is this false belief that, or let's say that's theoretically how it's supposed to be, that when you make a commit, it's a permanent timestamp. But just as bonus knowledge, you can actually change the time you made a commit. And this is something that is not usually always said because it can be used for yeah, Git is like yeah, you can. And I remember I found this out when I was doing cybersecurity, yeah. And it opened a whole new possibility for me. And deadlines became nothing. Deadlines became nothing. So I mean, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I yeah, whole new possibilities, whole new possibilities. You can also condemn. You can also screw up your repo if you don't know what you're doing. But now there's a sick twist, right? There is a way to, because like I had to be thorough with this. I had to be very thorough with this because if you are caught doing it, it's I mean not like everybody knows it's possible though, but maybe, just maybe, there's another person that knows it's possible. So there's a way to check if that was done, right? And there's a way to still deceive that means of checking it. I'm not being I don't want to go into the details. If you want to go and head over to Git, maybe create a new repo and play around with it. It's fine. So there's a place where you can look at the when the commit was made, like the actual time the commit was made, and the place where you are editing the timestamp. And there's just how to go. But inside that Evian the inside, that's just the idea. So that's just the idea. Anyways, that's bonus knowledge. Let's go to, let me share the screen and let's go to it's been a long day. It's been a very, 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 very long day for me. Okay. So this is our Bought it all. And then we come on the line. Part of something. Okay. This is our repository. Yeah. So for those people that kept on asking me where is the recordings on the repository, just it's here. When you open a repo, read this whole thing. It's here. Lecture recordings. You click on lecture recordings, it takes you here. It's very simple, very organized. Very simple and very organized. So yeah, pretty much that's it. Okay, back to the repository. Tax. And in case my screen is too small, this is the tax one. If you click on tax one, it takes you here. Go to this repository. Everybody knows the tax one. So tax 2. Okay. Install Python, install VS Code, take some few crash courses. We're going to hold a couple of courses too. Okay. So first of all, this repository is wrong. Somebody pointed that out. So let me work on it. And the only come around, but something, la la la. Alright, no. Okay, so this is what my VS Code looks like. This is slides, this is installation, code. And this is the tax folder. This is the README. Okay. So the README, from the README, I go into README task and README. Okay. And tax 2 and README in the tax 2. So this is what I'm changing. And we're using SSH. That always somehow confuses Eniola. SSH. Okay, so I have that. Under tax 2, to make it a bit more organized, new folder, Let me do O G. Okay, so clone it, right? Clone it, and let me say create a new folder in and create a new folder. Let me just make it a bit more explicit in task / task2. Create a new folder in flash folder. Create a new folder named your name in task / task2. Okay, that sounds pretty straightforward. Okay, create a new folder in flash. Okay, good. Copy the 2D link into the, let's say, tags. I'm using absolute pseudo absolute to tags to your name folder. This looks straightforward, right? Yeah, it looks straightforward. Rename it to this, comment on the code, create a readme file. Everything happens inside your folder. Wow. Explain what you did and what you learned. Everything happens inside your folder. Okay, so that means I'll put Tochi's stuff inside his folder. This is his work, and he has a pretty nice readme too. He has some improvements, so I would put it in his work. He changed everything to object-oriented programming, which is impressive actually, and that's his work. So you can see if you open task2, you have his name there, right? Because he created his own folder in it. So hold on, let me make the changes, and I would give more explanation. I'll call this modified tax to structure. Okay. So let me run everything from the beginning. Okay, so this is how you are going to approach the tax. I want to like give the recap again. Your system has how many gig of RAM? I have 64 gig of RAM. My system will lag. I think I have like 2 other desktops open. Like this is not just the only desktop. Oh, leave my system alone, Jared. They work in money. I will. What will I do? What was I supposed to? Okay. So let's assume you want to do the tax now. So you come to the repository. This is the repository. I just made changes 1 minute ago. You can see the change 1 minute ago. Size just in case. So you can see the changes I made 1 minute ago. Right, good. So what you are going to do is you can see tax here. Clearly, these are the tax. Then click on tax, and then this is tax 2 for kinematics. You click on it, And then the instruction now says, let's assume you've done all of this. The instruction now is git clone. Okay, so maybe let me get like a fresh page, call it training. Maybe that's the folder you have, and then you would open in terminal, and then you would git clone. Yeah, Tracy, what's up?
Sorry, I wanted to ask, are you doing the assignment for us?
No, I won't do such. I won't do
Thank you.
such.
Please don't, I beg. Thank you.
I won't do such. I just want to like give like the whole flow. So git clone. I mean, everybody. This is not expo. Everybody should know what git clone is now. Or what git clone will do. So it clones everything. I have the repository now. What you do is you now open the repository, or you can even do it in time now. I don't know. Let me just be a human being and do it in the GUI. You go into the tax folder. This is tax 2, and then you can see somebody's assignment there. Don't delete it. I mean, even if you delete it, I'll have to approve it, but don't delete it so your assignment will not be rejected. And then you put your name. You have your folder, right? Great. What do you do next? What I need is copy this file to links to the py, right? I didn't tell you where the file is because I assume you are in the class, so you should know where the file is. But this is where the file is. This is your folder. You are in tax 2. Let me make this bigger. This is your folder. You are in tax 2. So this is tax 2. But the file is in codes, kinematics, forward kinematics, py. This is the file you're copying. So you copy it from here, and then you go all the way back into your own file. This will just teach you how to the directory transversal, I don't know. That's how it's been pronounced, but just teach you how to move around directories and get things done. So you copy it and you have it here. Then what you do now is that's all. That's all the technical thing. Then rename it. You now rename it to just append your name to the front, Bakel. Then you have this, and then you comment it, you give your highlights. Everybody now that clones the repo would see Tochuku's work and his improvements. You can see his own, but this is pretty much advanced. I went through his repository and he is conversant with Python, so that explains why he could do that. So, but I'm not saying you must make it like his. Just edit it. Tell me what is this for. Comment it. I explained what to do. Da 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 da. And then when you are done, you simply push, git push. But again, remember, you cannot push to my repository because you are creating a fork first. Anyways, you'll find that out when you clone and try and push, and then you realize that you have to create a fork. So that is the idea. That's the big idea behind everything. So do we have and so let me be a human being now. What caused most of the confusion when we're doing the Git class was I was doing everything in the terminal. I was creating files in the terminal, creating folders in the terminal. I'm just more comfortable in the terminal than doing things outside the terminal. So do we have any questions? Do we have anything? I have about 16 people that have agreed to the new timetable. Among those 16 are the advanced people, like the people I consider advanced, and all categories are there, so we'll go with that. Any question before we call it a day? Apparently we ended up doing nothing but straightening things and like the whole therapy session. But that's part of learning.
So my question is that the last part where you mentioned something about fork that you can
About what?
push.
About folk.
Yes, please can you just throw more lights on it?
I mean, I would, I would love to. At the same time, I would love you to find out yourself. But this is the idea. I explained the repositories. You have your repository. You have your GitHub profile. I have my GitHub profile. I have my remote repository. You have your own remote repository. Maybe if you create a remote repository, you have your repository. I have my repository. You remember we said that you have your code on your workspace on your laptop. You have your code on your laptop. You have your local repo on your laptop. You remember all of those. And then we said, okay, we want to push to our remote repository on GitHub. But if you remember, the only thing we need to push is the URL of the remote repository. The consequence of that is I can go to anybody's repository. Like this is Emmanuel's repository. I can go to his repository. I can copy his URL. And I can set it as my remote repository and push to it, or at least I can attempt to push to it. But that is a violation because you are not supposed to be allowed to push into another person's repository. Now that is why we now have SSH. That is what stops me from pushing into another person's repository, because I am pushing with my own key, and then the repository I'm pushing to knows that that's not the key, or that's not the key that I'm supposed to use to push. So it bounces back. It won't allow you to push. That's exactly what will happen if you just clone this my own repository, create a new file, do the assignment, and attempt to push back. You can clone, it will allow you, but then you quickly realize you cannot push back to it because you do not have my key. So the correct flow of work is the same way you did the first task, is to first of all fork my own repository. What the fork would do is to create an exact copy of my repository in your own profile. So to create your own version of my repository. And now, after you fork that, you clone your fork. It's the cloned fork that you push to, because at least it's on your repository. Sorry, it's on your profile. It's your repo. You can push to it. Now, when you push to it, the moment you open it on GitHub, you will see an option that will tell you create a pull request. Now, if you click that pull request, it sort of sends me a notification that, hey, someone has made a change in the repo. This is how it shows up on my side. You see this over here, pull request, 21 of them. So it tells me, this is the pull request, okay. It tells me, hey, people are trying to make changes. And then I click the pull request. I can see everybody. I can see who did what, who opened what, and all of that. And then it's my job to look at it and look at what was changed. I can review it. I can say, okay, no, I want something different. By the way, so when people use this format, and this is not the format that was specified, but I just ignored it because I mean, there's no need to be so strict for the first tax. So, yes, do you understand now?
Yes, I
Great.
do. But what format are you talking about that we did not follow?
Let me see if you followed it.
Don't you?
since you've asked, let me look for your own, and let me see if you followed it. Uh, I didn't specify it. I didn't like write it out that, hey, this is the format you follow, but I implied it from the example I told you to use. Uh, You didn't follow it. You didn't follow it. The reason why there is a format to be followed is because I want to write a script to pass it. To automatically there's something I want to do. And I gave an example of how I want it to be. But then everybody wrote it how they want it. So I was like, fine, no problem. Like, it's just the first example, so no problem. So no issue. I will do everything. It's good. It's good to go. But if you go back to the tax now and you read, you would say I said, let me even read the tax for you. I just assumed it's the first time and it's bound to happen. I said, create your text file and add your details. File formats. This is the file format. At least most people did this, first name and last name, because this is exactly how I'm going to pass it. Example, this, but I mean, this defeats the purpose because my first name is my last name, but you get the idea. And I said, inside the file, add your details in this format: full name, comma, LinkedIn URL, comma, row. But most people did full name, and then they went to the new line, LinkedIn URL, they went to new line, row. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of things that, look, instructions are very, 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 very crucial. Not just in robotics, please. It's not like it's robotics specific, but it's very crucial. Nobody should attempt to send another PR or do that. No one should do that. Just focus on what we have on ground. Okay. So if I'm a professor, I would use so many things to minus mark. Yeah, giving me thumbs down or what? Are you okay? What's your matric number, Seth? Let me start from you. Okay, so did you follow it? You're asking me if you followed it, Victory. You can't remember if you followed it. Anyways, that's that about that. Are there any questions? Anything to say so that we can, bring the class to a close? Oh wow, I didn't notice it. It's normal English reflex to write accordingly. Yes, but news flash, this isn't English. It's not English we are doing. Yeah. On the bright side, you teach so well, so they will be like, See, you know what it means to take in so much time, because like you know it, but you have to say, okay, how do I break it down? The problem is not in the actual teaching, but it's in preparing yourself that you're going to teach people that are not yet there. They will be there actually, but I mean, nobody was born with anything. But you know what it means? Like, go through that stress, and then after explaining everything, all your job is just to focus and see the instruction and follow it, and then you don't still follow the instruction. And then on my side, I'm like, oh my god. Okay,
Karma.
what are you saying, Queen? What are
You
you
have
saying?
disobeyed your lecturers in the past. It's karma that do you.
No, I didn't disobey my lecturers. I just didn't really play by the rules. I didn't disobey my lecturers. Okay, so do we have anything to say? Do we have anything to? Okay, so I can say we had a very good class. If you were in FUPRI, I would have done what? Complete your statement. In fact, on your mic and talk if you have full mind. Talk. No, they raise hand, they form polite. Talk.
I was not talking to you, sir. I talked to the girl who responded.
Oh. Okay. Oh, all right. So once again, we continue in the group chat. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, sir. See you by